Hello, hey, hi, how are ya?
Welcome to the podcast. I kind of peeked there again. Let me turn the game down a little bit.
Oof. Well, I got in there right nice and toasty up to the microphone.
Nice and toasty,
right up to the microphone, there, eh?
Nice and into it.
Come on down to Red Deer, eh?
Don't say that.
Okay.
That makes me uncomfortable.
We're doing a podcast.
Yep.
It's only two of us today.
I got my notes up too.
You have notes?
I got nuts.
Oh, what is this?
So we don't know where Miles is. We think he's dead. So
I hope he's not dead.
if he's in the next podcast, if he's not here, he's dead.
Miles, if you're dead, don't haunt me, please.
He's got better people to haunt.
Haunt Joe. He doesn't like you.
He doesn't like you.
I don't like you either.
I don't want to be haunted anymore. We can stop. Okay,
This is a podcast.
Yeah, this is a podcast.
It's just kind of loafing. Today, whenever this goes up, will be the date that it is.
Yep. You caught it this time.
I don't think I've ever said the date before, but I was going to be like, today is...
This is going to go up.
Don't make any promises because you will... You're hearing this on December...
This is December 11th. No, it has to go before December 11th because that's when the new WoW patch is.
And then no podcasts ever.
No podcasts.
No podcasts.
None more.
We'll be doing like call-in ones.
Yes.
Like you'll be playing WoW and I'll have to Discord you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could do a podcast that way, but it's not the same.
No, it's more fun when I can not see anything.
When I can look you in the eye.
India.
And call you a bad lad.
A bad lad.
So what have you been playing?
Oh, World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, you're Joe, I'm Chris.
I'm Joe. You're Chris.
Joseph.
Joseph. That's my full name.
Chris.
That's your full name.
I don't like my name. It's either 1 or 3 syllables. I've said this to you before.
Oh yeah.
Because you can either be 1 or 2. I think 2-syllable names are where it's at.
But I can't be 3 syllables.
No, but I think 3 syllables
Giuseppe.
You can be Giuseppe, actually.
Actually, yeah.
So you get it all.
My grandmother called me Giuseppe for years.
I mean, I guess that's why I like to go by Christoph sometimes.
Christoph, because it's 2.
2. Christoph.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not my actual name, though, but whatever. Fuck it. I'm Christoph.
Welcome to the
Christoph.
podcast, Christoph.
Playing. You. What? Have.
World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Just WoW. All day, every day. Nothing happening in that. Just getting ready for the new patch. Which could be a month from now. Could be tomorrow, depending on when this goes up. We don't know.
Oh, I thought you meant like the date of the patch was actually in question.
No,
it's a callback!
It's got a solid date. I've been playing too much of that. Destiny.
We've been playing some of that.
We've been playing a lot of Destiny.
You're cooling off on it, I guess.
I think I've got as far as I wanted to go.
I'll keep going solo.
It's cool. You have not gotten to my favorite area yet. Yeah. And when you start doing the grinding in that area, I will join you again.
Cool. It's cleanup time for me in that game.
Yes.
So main
start
stuff.
Doing all the stuff that I still haven't done on my account. Because Destiny is really good at story stuff and really good at, like...
giving you a shit ton of just little things to do.
Yes. Yeah.
Whether they're good things, fun things.
Yeah, I only have fun doing half of those things.
Yes, but there are things.
I also don't like the system for getting exotics right now. Because it's just... it's either here's a stupid quest that I don't want to do, or here's a piss random way of...
Yeah, they've really peeled back the rate of exotics.
Yeah.
Because Destiny 2 base was just like... public event, here's an exotic boy.
Yeah.
Like,
and I really like that. And I guess people are like, hardcore, we want the grind. There should be a grind for getting those exotics to be stronger then.
Sure.
Let
it's like
have access to it.
Yeah, get the gun. Now here's some elaborate quest steps that don't involve me doing PvP.
Yes.
We were talking about this when we were playing.
Players should be able to get what they want doing PvE and PvP. Like there's not enough content in your game for you to fucking splice
people.
It.
Yeah. And we were talking about this while we were playing, that they should totally have done and should do in the future. Everything should be accomplishable in either PvE or PvP. Like the same goal, the same quest line, the same task. You should have the option to achieve it in your preferred method.
Yes.
Whether it's in solo, co-op, or PvP.
Yeah.
Whether that's Gambit or whatever. Like, you should be able to make progress to it no matter what you're doing. So that, say you're a PvP player. You don't want to do PvE content. You think it's dumb. You think AI is boring. You'd rather fight the most dangerous game.
Fucking.
You can do that.
Yeah.
And if you're like me and it's like, no, people are scary, just, stand still, bad guys, and I'll shoot you. And if you're fallen, you make me frustrated because you skitter around a lot.
Hold on. What if Destiny had world PvP?
Oh, shit.
How cool would that be?
I wouldn't play it.
Something you could opt into and opt out of.
Sure. The Dark Zone.
Yeah. 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 Doesn't he have hackers?
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know if I've run into any.
Play anything other than Destiny?
No.
No?
I don't think... a little bit of Warhammer Inquisitor.
Which you convinced me to buy.
Getting lost in the Warhammer universe because it's fascinating and really cool and really fun. Inquisitor doesn't run good, but it's fun. So, hey, if you like Diablo, y'all should play that shit.
Seems pretty cool. I played the first couple missions. I need to get used to it. But
it's far more like Grim Dawn or Path of Exile than anything like Diablo.
It's a lot heavier than Diablo. Like, Diablo's just fast.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This game is very... It has a cover system.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I haven't felt the need to use it yet because
you're invincible.
Just punching everything in the face with my shotgun, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's how it works.
I don't think my character has a melee button.
No, but you get a sword.
I have a shotgun and a laser gun. Those are my first two weapons.
I think I started with the same stuff. I didn't like the laser gun very much.
I like that it has range, whereas the shotgun doesn't.
Yes. I just don't like laser guns in games, generally. They don't feel satisfying.
Yeah, I like...
Oddly enough, Fallout's
Pulse,
laser gun that melted people.
I like guns that are like laser-based, but it's not a beam. It's still rounds. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like... it's... I don't know what's a good example. Like, Destiny weapons, I guess. There are very few guns in that are actual gazer beams,
Infinity Warfare... The Call of Duty had some cool laser guns that felt as good as the kinetic weapons.
Superheated plasma or whatever.
Yeah.
What was the lore in Mass Effect about it? Was that like the clip was like a thing of zinc or something like that, some kind of metal?
It was like shooting little pellets of sand.
It would shave off like a nanometer of it and charge it and fire it at it. So you had effectively almost unlimited ammo. Because it was shaving away so little of it, the thing that you were the thing that was ammo for you were heat sinks.
Yeah.
To keep it from overheating, actually. And that was our explanation of going from Mass Effect 1, where everything was unlimited ammo and cooldowns.
Thermal clips.
It was to thermal clips. So yeah, the technology just changed, like whatever. Like over the course of a year. I don't know.
Over the course of a year. Collector's attack and quickly thermal clips. It's fucking stupid.
Assume direct control.
I did like Mass Effect better with an ammo system.
Yes.
Primarily because reloading most of those weapons was really satisfying.
I like reloading guns. I don't like having ammo. If that makes sense. Like, Overwatch does that well.
Yeah. Overwatch doesn't have any good reloads, though.
No. I'm just saying...
Never mind. Reaper.
Throw this away.
That one's good. But yeah, you like reloading the weapon, but you like pulling from an infinite pool of ammunition.
And I mean, in single-player games, I understand... limited pools of ammo. It's all part of the design. In multiplayer games, I think having ammo is stupid. Because it's like...
You said...
Because it's like, I guess...
This might lead into something we're going to talk about later, but you said you want to get Battlefield 5?
I don't want to get Battlefield 5. I am disinterested in that game, but...
When we're playing...
But you're running out of motivation to play any of the games I already have, so...
When you get Battlefield and we play together, I will be ammo guy. I will give you ammo so that you're not running out all the time.
I'll be health boy.
Yeah, and we'll be unstoppable.
Can I be a health lady?
Apparently...
Can I be a health lady with purple hair and a robotic arm?
I don't know about purple hair. I'm pretty sure robotic arms are still in the game.
Can I be brown?
I'm not sure if you select gender or if it chooses it based on roles. Because in the beta, it was like, this sniper is
not a fan
woman.
of gender roles.
Okay, listen here. This woman was a sniper. And then there was a... Because Battlefield's always had he's the heavy weapons guy. He's black. And I was like, why? And it's like, because that's the black guy that has the heavy weapons. It's very straightforward. So I'm curious to see if they will have character customization where you can choose all that shit.
Mm-hmm. I'll be a pretty lady.
Yeah. Yeah, Battlefield.
Also, I'd like to be a pretty lady in Battlefield.
Okay. Moving on. What have you been playing this week? Or in 2 weeks?
2 weeks, whatever. I tried to play a bunch of Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, yes! You tried so hard, man. What, 30 hours?
Something like that. That game's gorgeous.
Looks good.
It's gorgeous and it looks good.
Gorgeous, looks good.
I like the story of what I saw so far.
Visually, it was impressive.
Okay, listen here. I liked the story of what I had played. It starts off in the middle of a blizzard, and your gang's on the run from the law, and you gotta scrounge and scrape to survive, and they do a really good job
Survival game.
So that's where we're getting to here. They do a really good job of making it feel like you are part of a small collective, and that everything you do matters for this collective, and every character that's part of this collective benefits from what you're doing and will help you do your things. The characters are very well realized. The world's really well realized. Holy shit, is that game a slug monster, though? In terms of gameplay, in terms of pacing and systems. It's just... That game, you can't play it as a game. It's a job.
You can't tell me that a 97 on Metacritic, one of the highest reviewed games in history, isn't fun to play.
Oh, I think it's...
What?
I think it's fair to give it that rating from just a quality... Like, it's a quality thing. It's well put together. It works. It's impressive, but I don't like...
5 out of 10. It is half the game it can be because it is 30 FPS.
Sure. When it's on PC, it'll be better.
Yes.
Even then, though, I'll be looking for some mods to tone that shit down.
Yeah,
because you have to keep your character rested and warm and or cold, depending on the weather, and fed, and you have to keep your horse from being dirty, and you gotta feed your horse, and you gotta do all this. Like, you can't just go from one place to another, do a mission, kill the guy, do the thing. You have to be managing all these things along the way. Everything requires prep, and I get it. There were moments where I was like, hey... I feel like I'm this character at the moment. Like, my immersion is maximum. But then I boot up Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going around. Game. I'm killing guys. Like, it's just a map full of check marks I go around. I collect all the shit. I kill all the guys, and I win. I level up. I get some loot. I can do that for a half hour and come away satisfied. I can play, in quotes, a half hour of Red Dead Redemption 2 and make zero progress. Because so when it's in Assassin's Creed, I mentioned this on previous podcasts, that game can go way off the rails.
Yeah.
With the chicken picking a fight with you, and then the guy showing up and you blowing up, but that all happens in the span of like a minute?
Yeah.
And then you reload and you're good. In Red Dead, shit goes wrong where it's just like, this guy misconstrued something I did as a crime, and he broke line of sight, and now the law's after me, and they're omniscient, and they just show up and surround me and kill me. I just lost an hour of progress.
Of all things to break
because
immersion on.
Because the game doesn't auto-save when it should. Anyway, of all things to break immersion on.
Well, it's just like that? Really?
Yeah.
Guy breaks line of sight, these void spawning police officer horsemans come in and... Really?
I don't know, like maybe I just fundamentally misunderstood the way the bounty system worked, but that was really frustrating. It seemed like it was hard to not commit crimes in that game. I wasn't actively trying to be a criminal in any case, but it's just like, that game interpreted what I just did as a crime. It's like
silly.
I literally went into the menu to adjust aiming settings. I'm like, okay, let's see how does this feel. And I pull up my gun and aim it a little bit. It's like, wanted. What? It's like you pointed your gun at a person. It's like, where was a person? It's like on the other side of that field. I'm like, you fuck!
I couldn't see him. He couldn't see me. But the void law, they knew.
Yeah. So I returned that shit. I don't need that in my life.
And you went into the menu to fix the aiming? Did you ever fix the aiming?
No.
No, because it's a fucking Rockstar game.
Yeah, that game only functions because it has lock-on aim.
Yeah, my maybe 10 minutes of playing that game was...
It's so slow. You can't use it. You can't play it. You can't treat it as a shooter.
Yeah.
It's literally, you can get in cover or stand still and then lock on aim and shoot guys. Like, maneuverability is negative in that game.
Yeah.
Even Red Dead 1 was faster than this. where you could be locked onto a guy and you could roll and keep shooting. And this, you like dive and you like land on the ground. You have to get up and it's all slow.
It's over animated. I remember playing through Uncharted 4 and I was like, this is bordering that line between over animated and like super cinematic. And
everything.
Red Dead seems like an extreme.
Everything is lavishly done in this game. Jim Sterling put it a really good way, where he said something along the lines of, "This game is masturbatory." Like the developers are getting off on just how proud they are.
Yeah. Well, that's Rockstar in general, with most of their shit.
But and I give it to them. They hit another level with this. This is another level of like simulation realism, in quotes. But it's like, you go to gut that deer and you sever its belly and you peel its skin back and you roll it back to the spine. You cut it there and you see the whole skin come off like a sheet.
This is fun.
But then when you go to shave, it just blinks into existence and it's gone.
And I remember when Battlefield 3 was launching, everybody talking about like, I want this for realism and this for realism. And at the time I was kind of like, some cool realistic things. And the more and more it started to happen in games, I'm like, no.
Realism, not fun.
There's tiers of realism that are okay with, like some bullet travel, sure, on certain weapons.
I don't like bullet drop at all. I get it. It's a real thing.
And that's why, like, Sniper Elite is like, here's your different levels of realism. Mm-hmm. Like, you're either on easy and you are obliterating the Nazi forces with a bolt-action rifle, or on the hardest difficulty and the wind is kicking your ass. That's how the game works.
That's your enemy, is the wind.
Don't die. But, more realistic just means more clunky and animation heavy, and humans don't move fast.
No.
We're slow. Like... It's not fun to, I don't know, be us.
I don't want to be me.
I want to be a pretty lady. And in Battlefield. So you were fun to that shit. What would you move on to after that?
I'm back to Assassin's Creed. I started over because I got that on PC instead. I'm really enjoying it there.
Start over.
And I was saying this to you. I feel like I had been training with weighted clothing.
Like in Dragon Ball Z.
Like playing it on Xbox because it was 30 frames and not even really most of the time. Or not most of the time, but some of the time. Playing that on PC at a higher frame rate, I feel like I could see every move coming way sooner. I'm just like dancing through people. It's like, you can't even come close to me. I'm just a god.
Like a bit of it is experience, the rest of it is performance.
Yes, I'm sure a certain amount of that is, I know how the game works, and I know what to expect.
Are you playing it with a controller?
I'm still playing it with a roller.
Have you tried it with the mouse and keyboard?
I'm not gonna.
It's okay. But no, controller is the way to go.
That's a roller game.
Yeah.
I have a section in my Steam library for roller games.
That is the only section you have in your Steam library is roller games.
I have roller games and games.
Roller games and everything else that doesn't matter.
Everything I said about Assassin's Creed Odyssey in the past still applies. That game's fun.
Yep.
Runs well on my PC, so I'm happy. It's not an optimized game. Like, it runs well almost begrudgingly, it seems. Like, I'm effectively brute forcing it, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's another Ubisoft, which was the reason you were keeping your Xbox for so long.
Yeah, because I just assumed it wouldn't run on my PC.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got rid of my Xbox along with Red Dead. That was the last thing I was holding out for.
I think we've both come to the point now where if a game just doesn't work on the PC, it just deserve my time. Yeah. Fuck it.
So hopefully Resident Evil 2 remastered, remade.
And that one will still be fine on the PS4 should the PC version be fucked.
I hope so. And hopefully Devil May Cry 5 is good on PC.
Yeah, I'm not anticipating the best launch. I'm anticipating capped at 60, which would really fucking suck, but...
Yeah. It won't hurt me so much because I'm playing at 60. Yeah. But yeah, I feel your pain there. What else have I been playing? Destiny, like we said.
Yeah.
Played some Vermintide. Some with you, some on my own. That game's fun.
Vermintide's fantastic.
Not much to say about it. I love the look of it. Yeah. I don't care about the Warhammer fantasy lore at all.
Yeah, that is the depth that I'm willing to dive into their lore, is understanding a bit of what's happening in that game. Yeah. I find Warcraft did a version of that universe better.
Mm-hmm. Whereas 40k is the better version of StarCraft.
Yeah.
Well, StarCraft is the worst version of 40k.
Yes, yeah.
Which I like StarCraft 2. Or
StarCraft 2 is fantastic.
Yeah, I like StarCraft, but...
And I'm sure the fantasy Warhammer universe is fantastic. I just have a preference.
40k is just so cool.
40k is fantastic.
I've said
I
this.
keep saying 40k is fantastic. I barely know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it, really.
So.
All of my exposure to 40k stuff has been cool.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of, I've said this to you before, far-flung future settings where technology's been lost. It's been so long.
Yeah.
There's aspects of humanity's technology that we're still using because we still have it, but as soon as the last of this stuff breaks, we don't know how to do it anymore.
Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah.
And I love that. And that seems to be 40k in a nutshell. Like, humanity has gone on so long, more or less unchallenged, and now it's like the grimdark future.
It's referring to like the Space Marine armor as like
ancient armor.
Yeah, which is cool as hell.
It's like, what, does a guy die in the armor and they just like stick another guy in it, effectively?
Yeah, if the armor's fine, I imagine they keep it.
Yeah. It's cool shit. I like the Space Marine faction in particular.
Yeah. So I don't know if I was right or wrong. Still, I don't know if all Space Marines are Astartes. I don't have a definition of it yet, but it seems like they might all be Space Marines, like you were saying.
Like the big guys are Space Marines. Yeah. And the Inquisitors are evil.
The Inquisitors are directly
reporting to the Emperor.
Yeah. So they're above the law.
Is the Emperor actually still alive in like the timeline of shit?
He's a robot man. But do
you ever like it? Is he ever a part of the story?
There is proof that he is alive.
Okay,
because
I think that would
have to sacrifice tens of thousands of
psychers,
souls
right?
Every day.
Isn't it like the psychic people to him? Or is it just people?
I thought it was just people.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
Wow, blood for the blood guy.
Yeah. Humanity doesn't seem like the good guys in this universe.
And that's why I like them.
And no one's the good guys. Yeah. Like there's
except for Titus in Space, right?
From
Yo, what up?
Oh, it's my mother. I will text after.
All right. You just looked at your phone very like.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know who it was. Spooked me. I thought it might have been Miles. Who is still dead.
Dead to me, at least. Wow. What a prick.
What a prick.
Don't haunt me.
Please. So yeah, that's all you've been playing? You've been playing just everything on PC now, because you're...
I guess I also picked up Diablo on the Switch.
Oh yeah, that exists.
I like that.
The last bastion of hope.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Switch version runs really good. That's Diablo. I can play it anywhere. I've always liked the controller version.
Best version of Diablo that's available on...
Not PC.
Yeah. It's subjectively the best version of Diablo.
Yeah. I've never particularly liked the PC version of Diablo. I'm sure there's time for me to be converted to the mouse interface for those types of games. Like, I'm getting there with shooters. But
most of the time, I would argue that, like, unless it has a lot of inputs, like Path of Exile, controller support, or the mouse is better just because of the accuracy.
Yeah. The types of classes I build, or the types of builds I do.
Yeah, like a good half of the builds in Diablo are...
more just, like, point yourself in a direction.
Yeah, like Whirlwind Barb, all of that uses the charge. It's weird. Yeah. There's some builds you want to like directly place your teleport right here, and that's important, and you can't do that with a controller. Yes. But 90% of the time it seems like it just fucking works.
Yeah, I'm having a good time with that. I haven't been playing it too much. It only came out a couple days ago based on our recording time here. Yeah. Other PC stuff I've been doing. Yeah, I bought Inquisitor, played the first mission or two of that. Seemed cool. I need to tweak settings. I'm going to try the controller support in that. Mouse felt a little clunky to me in the game, but...
Yes, that game is clunky as hell.
I'm sure controller will be clunky too, but if I can just point my gun in a direction and shoot a guy, that might work for me better.
Yeah, because it's less of like a directional-based ARPG. More of a twin-stick shooter, almost.
Almost, yeah. I don't think I've been playing much of anything else. I bought a bunch of stuff on...
There's nothing else for us to fucking play. Played some Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, we played some of that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we...
had two of the worst teams. Okay, so we only played bots.
Yeah.
In Heroes of the Storm.
I mean, I'm not a great player.
No.
But I didn't die in any of these matches.
Yeah, I did. I threw myself at towers.
But they died more.
I didn't give a fuck. But yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, queuing random people against some bots, some Adeptus bots, some middle of the road bots.
Adeptus as botsis.
And just there was that one Malfurion who his prerogative was to be dead
and heal himself only.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, he would run in the middle of combat, fling off some fucking stupid magic, heal himself, and then die. And I was stuck as Tyrande, so I can, like, stun some motherfuckers and heal Chris. You were Zagara. So, like, the only person doing damage on the fucking map was Chris. And I'm like, the hell, throwing arrows and shit all over the place. And Malfurion just was killing himself.
I couldn't shoot enough Banelings.
Yeah, we needed more Banelings, more power. So
had neither.
From that match against bots, at least, I swore I will never be support again because I cannot carry idiots as support. I was only supporting one person. I should have been supporting.
So what was
more
it? Did we
people.
lose 2 matches, or was it just the one? I think it was just the one.
We lost one. Which did okay in the second one. Almost lost the third one. Though.
It didn't seem like it was. Have we ever lost a bot match?
I lost one with Miles because it was the same scenario.
I didn't think it was possible. Like, it always seemed like we steamrolled our way through. It was like, we're doing this for fun, whatever. Yeah. And again, whatever. It's not like the stakes are high.
No, I don't care.
But I'm flabbergasted.
Yes, it blows my mind that
this game's easy.
These guys were able to single-handedly...
Because it wasn't just that they weren't being good. It's like they were actively...
sabotaging us. Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, you could just be kind of a non-positive, but we'll still win.
Yeah.
No.
If you're just soaking up XP in one of the lanes, like, you're still doing more than these guys were.
Yeah. Whatever. We can we can bitch about them forever.
Fucking... whatever. That's how teams work in online shooters. I know everybody's been in that scenario. You're going to a match and you're like, man, Call of Duty, team deathmatch. I'm like 30-5. See what the scoreboard was. We lost. How? And you see
because that guy's
4-30.
5-30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super silly.
So I think that's all I've been playing. I'm sure there's other little things I've touched, like Divide by Sheep and shit like that, but...
Game of the Year.
For 20%.
Game of the Year.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you want to move on to news times?
Sure. Let's talk about the news.
Do you want to start with the showstopper?
We'll head to BlizzCon stuff.
Okay. Save that for last?
Yeah, because I have all the good and bad news.
Okay. I have some quick and dirty ones.
Okay.
Vampire. It's coming to Switch.
How?
No idea. Next dinger.
No, we'll go...
Next dinger.
Wait. Why? That game sell well?
I think so.
That game's shit.
Yeah.
It's a shit game. It is bad combat, bad story, main character's a clod. Performs like ass.
Yep.
It's objectively a bad game.
It's coming to Switch.
Whatever, it belongs.
Ark's coming to Switch.
It deserves to be on the Switch. Ark deserves to be on the Switch.
Speaking of games that came to the Switch, remember how Layers of Fear 2? Or Layers of Fear came to the Switch?
Yeah.
There's a Layers of Fear 2 coming. Now, I don't know if it's coming to the Switch, probably.
Exclusively to the Switch.
But Layers of Fear 2 is a thing.
I have an original Xbox upstairs.
Xbox One.
Xbox One. We're going to play through that.
Again.
We're going to play through Layers of Fear 2.
Oh.
On the Xbox. On the original Xbox One. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm glad we played through Layers of Fear, though.
I
can shit on that game forever.
Yeah. Like, performance aside, that was a bad game.
Yep. But I'm glad it exists.
Yes.
Because it gave us the head-bashing child.
Yep.
And it gave us bread ones.
Which, fantastic.
Also, like, it wasn't necessarily the game, but our reaction to the game also gave us Ratatouille.
Yeah.
So, we have some things.
It's important in our history.
Yes. Like things that we quote to ourselves and laugh like idiots.
Yeah.
And nobody else does or can or should get.
Give a shit at all.
Bread Ones is my favorite.
Bread Ones.
It never stopped being it.
Bread Ones.
So I guess for context, I mean, you can go back and listen to or watch our Layers of Fear thing.
I don't remember what episode it was.
I think it was in like the first one.
Probably.
But anyway, the guy in the Layers of Fear man, at some point he's like, I need a knife. And not one of those red ones.
This wasn't a line meant to be delivered humorously. This was a serious line of dialogue.
Just like, wait, red ones?
Written...
And then... A couple weeks later, I was, for some reason, going through a lot of the old Marvel movies, and I watched the first Captain America. And I happened to pause the movie during a Hail Hydra, where like all the guys put both their hands up into the air, and Hail Hydra! But all I could think of was...
Bread ones!
Bread ones!
It's so good.
So, bread ones.
Do I have that picture?
I do.
I can see it. I can maybe put it up if I remember to do that.
You won't, but I'll send it to you anyway.
3145.
3145.
I'll remember that in my head and wonder why I'm remembering it.
I'm gonna send you bread ones again. That's always on my phone.
Yeah.
Ever since I sent it to you.
It's an important part of history.
'Cause it's the best. Anyway, that was Layers of Fear. We were talking about.
Yeah.
Next story?
I'm not sure if I'm over the first two stories. But yeah, next story.
Red Dead Redemption 2, a game set in 1899, isn't woke enough.
Polygon.
Who was it? No, this was Slant, but I'm sure Polygon had their...
Slant?
Some fucking website.
Some fucking website.
I need to find the... No, I'm not going to read their words verbatim. They don't even deserve... They complain about like the representation and treatment of women and stuff in the game, and it's just like, really?
You mean the historical accuracy?
Yeah.
That you're gonna be
it's 1899. Women should have more agency in this story. It's like, no.
They probably have more than is historically accurate in the story already.
Yeah.
Like,
also, in like the 30 hours I played, it wasn't... There's nothing like...
Also,
Yep, some women were women of the night. Weird, an actual profession that...
The oldest profession.
Yeah.
Also, like, who the fuck cares? Like, okay, so there's more women in this game. Nothing changes. Well, and then what else would they complain about?
The thing that's great about the NPC meme is that it's kind of gotten to a point where you have NPCs complaining about the rights of NPCs. And that's why I think they do this.
Hold on.
Because they're an NPC, they see the NPCs in the game, and they're like, these people are being mistreated, therefore oppression, therefore this is an attack on me because I'm an NPC.
No. Hold on.
This is the conspiracy.
It's getting too deep. This is... Okay.
There's a set number of souls on Earth that keep getting reincarnated. But as the population grows, we're being filled up with NPCs. I mean, I'm probably an NPC.
I hope I'm an NPC.
I don't have inner thoughts.
I don't want to be a main character.
No. Next story. Sony.
I'm still upset about the last one. Fuck them. Okay, you know what? I want a mod for Red Dead that removes...
Mark Sony.
All women from the game.
Sure. And replaces them all with Wemixin.
The burliest dudes.
Wemixin.
I want the women of the night to be just the biggest, beefiest...
Well, yeah, because, like, sex with a woman, that's gay.
Yeah. Yeah. Following your logic. Sex with a man.
You gotta be tough for that.
That's manly.
Just kind of manly.
Anyways.
Sony.
Mark Sony.
They're doing the name change thing. I don't know if we talked about that before.
They're letting you change your name.
Yeah, it's going into, like, beta or whatever. Or it's already in beta.
Sure. Too little, too late. Fuck off.
Too little, too late. But the story I have is that the people who were in the beta for it, who are doing the name changes. They're going through the process and reading the disclaimers. And in their, like, EULA, whatever for it, terms of service.
End user license agreement?
Yeah. There's some language in there that indicates that Sony is aware of an issue with it that they have no intention of fixing.
Is it an actual issue?
Where they can't promise that games and content won't just disappear from your library by changing your name. Which my understanding was one of the biggest reasons they didn't do this in the first place.
Wait, no. That's dumb.
That's dumb. So the reason it does that is because your username isn't just your username. That is like your base level account credentials. There isn't some random number assigned to you, some code string that represents you with your username over top of that. That's the reason they haven't been able to change it this whole time. Like, at the very core of it, if your name is John DiMaggio 1949, that's who you are in their basis level. So if you change that, suddenly purchases before a certain point that weren't coded with that in mind, they're looking for that now. They're going to be like, oh, well, your name is now John DiMaggio Sucks. John DiMaggio 1949 owns this. John DiMaggio Sucks doesn't get this.
No, that's dumb.
It's dumb.
Okay,
so they're finally implementing name changes, but it's going to work the exact same way as if you had made a new account.
So let me solve this problem for you, Sony. Here's your username.
Here's an overmask.
Here's your display name.
Yeah, display.
That everybody sees.
Weird.
Well,
oh,
did I just solve the whole fucking thing? Wow. You guys should hire me.
No, you don't want to work there.
Fuck Sony, I don't want to work there. Don't hire me. That's crazy. Yeah, everything in the world uses display names now, Sony. Even Facebook.
Yep.
So you're wrong and stupid again. Okay, we need to have a section on this podcast.
That's Fuck Sony?
Yeah, like the weekly Fuck Sony.
So this is the weekly Fuck Sony block, because my next story...
Oh, there's more!
Is Sony continues to implement stricter censorship policies around sexual content affecting games even within Japan. So a Japanese developer cannot release a game in Japan with sexual content, or even other types of content that Sony of America doesn't like, without calling Sony's American offices during Sony's American business hours and speaking to them in English to get the approval.
Hold on. That's the opposite of Valve.
Yeah. And what baffles me, so this is just for just releasing a game in Japan. There's no Japanese Sony entity for them to interact with anymore, apparently.
I imagine
like
that.
Sony's moved all of their shit to North America, and specifically California. Weird that they're implementing censorship.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if that was, like, near the end of the middle of the PS3, I guess, when everything was fucking sinking. How much do you think they just said, fuck off all the Japan parts?
Maybe. Yeah, how long ago did they move their offices to California?
Like, what would make them decide that? It has to be for monetary purposes.
I don't know. If they're in freaking Silicon Valley, it's probably ideological.
That's
right?
Crazy, man. So, okay, so what games does Sony... Senran Kagura?
Yeah, it's stuff like that. Which, at the end of the day, I'm not too bothered by that stuff. From a, am I going to play it perspective? I am bothered just on principle, though.
Because that is nonsense, and it shouldn't be.
Especially when Sony's own first-party games get away with a lot of shit.
Well,
like they're willing to
for now,
and maybe they'll change that too. But so far, it seems like rules for thee and not for me. Because they probably associate Japanese games and culture with like, ew, that's like internet boys, and like they're all gross and bad and rapists and misogynists. So we should curb that.
It sounds extreme when you say it like that, but
yeah.
What else can they be fucking thinking?
It can't be for monetary reasons. Is it to try and clean up their image before the next console race? Because I don't know, I feel like this is going to do the opposite. I feel like if people are...
If anything, Sony has nothing for the next console race aside from sitting on the merits of what they did this generation, which is not fucking up like Microsoft.
Yeah.
But they have been fucking up. The world just doesn't accept it because whatever console you buy, you have to vouch for.
Yeah, and Sony's been slowly peeling back any semblance of humanity and outreach to the community ever since the PlayStation 4 release.
It's a weird coincidence. They lost a lot of the faces of Sony, and now they're just robots again.
Yeah. I don't know. I like a lot of Sony exclusive games, but I've definitely distanced myself more from them.
I really thought I liked Sony exclusives. I was holding on to PS4 for Sony exclusives. All I have is Bloodborne and God of War. I don't think there's a single other... I like 1886, but I don't need to ever play it again.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man seemed okay.
I like Uncharted.
If Spider-Man was 8 hours, if Uncharted was 6 hours, these games are such fucking commitments for me to just think about playing again.
It's true. Whatever, I don't want to be just negative person all the time about everything. I guess the only stories I seem to gather are bad news.
They're not giving me a lot of reasons to be positive.
Yeah.
Well, and whatever. And that's because the only positive things that happen nowadays are good, you did what you were fucking supposed to.
Yeah, it wasn't here's awesome new amazing thing that everyone should hear about.
Gold medal, suddenly. And when we do get something good, it's followed by some dog shit. Like Division. No paid DLC, and it's okay, where's the dog shit?
Yeah. Battlefield 5, no paid DLC.
Where's it coming from? Because they're gonna get their money.
Unless this is just year 2 in a row of them just going
sacrifice it, let's keep the sports games raking in the dough.
I said it before, Battlefield 5 is a...
scapegoat.
Yeah, sacrificial lamb, right? Because they want to keep making...
goat? It's not a lamb, okay?
Ooh.
Lambs are for babies.
They want to keep making... Ultimate Team bucks.
Yeah, because nobody's looking at sports games. And those are the most
except for,
egregious.
Belgium.
What does Belgium do?
They banned loot boxes and stuff.
Oh, good.
And EA's okay, well, we're going to ignore that law. I haven't heard anything since, but...
What has more money, EA or Belgium?
Probably EA.
Yeah. EA just buy Belgium.
Actually, I don't know. Is Belgium a wealthy...
The only place you can buy Belgian chocolates will be in loot boxes.
Actually, you know what? I have... Speaking of me being just negative news person...
All my stories are positive except for one.
I have 2 positive stories in a row here.
Right.
Well, one's kind of a negative...
About Sony?
Nope.
Good.
Positive,
because those don't exist.
I say it's positive.
You mean you're happy about the outcome, but...
I'm happy about it. I kind of don't care because I've already decided I don't care about the game. Soul Calibur 6.
Oh.
2 Bs come into it. From Nier Automata.
She's cool. I like her butt.
That's kind of
I like her character design.
So that's why I say it's a positive, but I don't really...
That will be a great game when it's fully released. Yeah, it's in early access right now.
I will play the version of the Game of the Year edition that you buy.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, I will...
I don't play fighting games alone.
I will purchase that game for the full price, the $79.99 Canadian, when it has its full roster, and it is a complete game.
Yep.
Right now, it is half the game it should be. Just like that new Blaze Blue Cross Tekken ass, battle ass, Persona
fighting ass, shitting ass,
video game ass. I'll buy that when the roster is all in the game and done. And everyone's but the Ruby characters you want are going to be free. It's then why aren't they there? Okay, they're not done. Then the game's not done.
So don't release the game. Early access!
Yeah. Fighting games are... Every fighting game released is an early access. I'm not going to fuck around. Battlefield's launching in early access.
Yeah. Why are full release games early access and early access games are scams?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say early access games are full release.
No.
I was whoa.
No. Early access games are scams.
Yeah. Because they're never going to be done.
They never finish. They'll remove the early access moniker, and 8 times out of 10, that's just we ran out of money, here you go.
I can only think of a handful of games that have come out of early access and been dope, this is a game.
Yeah. Darkest Dungeon, Hollow Knight?
Long Dark.
Is Long Dark actually good?
It's pretty cool. It's a survival thing.
I don't like those.
Good survival. I like it. But
it's probably why I didn't like Red Dead 2.
Not a game for everybody. Yeah, Red Dead
is a survival game.
Also, that game's not done yet. The multiplayer isn't there. Early access.
I don't care about the multiplayer, but yes.
Fuck them. Battlefield isn't going to launch with its Firestorm mode, its Firestorm Battle Royale. Early access.
Early access, motherfuckers. Next story.
Yay!
Kind of a negative into kind of a positive into probably you don't care because you're not playing it anyway. But
nice.
So Black Ops 4 servers were 20 hertz.
Yep.
And then they were slowly bumped up to 30 hertz.
Yep.
Now they're 60.
Yay! I really like that game. I just don't have any drive to play it right now.
Which is fine.
They got like some big ass...
It's fine that you convinced me to buy an $80 game and stop playing it after 2 weeks.
You knew this was gonna happen!
It's fine.
You knew this was going to happen!
It's fine that the same thing's gonna happen with Battlefield 5. It's fine.
Look, man, I only play World of Warcraft, and I buy other games to fill in my loading time.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't ever buy a game based on my recommendation.
Don't worry. You get so adamant about it, though.
Really?
You've been telling me to buy Battlefield 5 for weeks.
I've been bugging you because I didn't think you were going to buy it.
Oh.
I'm really excited for it. Like, I'm going to play it for at least a week.
I'm really excited for this game. I'm going to play it for a whole week.
Okay, so we just did a thing where we looked at our Steam libraries. And mine is very clearly every game I buy, if I play it, is played for a few hours and then never touched again.
Mine are most haven't been played, but the ones I have played, I've played 30 plus hours.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I just don't. All I do, I just play WoW.
Wow.
I gotta grind out Hearthstone to get a new WoW mount. But
new WoW mail?
New WoW mail. Fuck. I just boosted a new character in WoW because I'm too lazy to go through the level up process. And Warlocks are really fun right now.
Destiny Warlocks are fun.
Fuck. My mother and my sister are both texting me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, shit's popping off.
Some more kind of positive news.
Okay.
Ivan Normansky, No Man's Sky, keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, it's underwater now.
Yeah, they put out a big new update called The Abyss, and they let you make underwater bases and have underwater adventures. They put more detail into underwater. You get like submarines and scuba shit.
And the game is going to run
even worse.
That much worse. That is a game that every single content patch, the game continues to run worse because there's more in the game.
Hey, negative story after all.
How... I kept my copy of No Man's Sky for a year and a half. Not expecting it to be fixed or good ever.
Did you ever buy it on PC?
I have it on PC.
Okay.
Still, yeah. Yeah, I have the PC version. That game runs like ass. Absolute disgusting ass. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, Ark's running pretty good nowadays. Yeah, because there's been 4 generations of graphics cards
that can brute force it.
Yeah, it hasn't. There's never been an optimization patch for it. No Man's Sky had one, but they've completely pissed it away with we got new textures and foliage.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we optimized. Well, now we have all this room for all the other things. Back down to 30.
The acceptable PC frame rate, 30 FPS.
Yeah.
Fucking Sean Murray, you're a dingus.
Bare minimum bandits.
Sean Murray, I want to arm wrestle you with PAX.
But it's going to have to come after Randy Pitchford.
After Randy Pitchford. I don't think you can sit on the same stage as Randy.
Yeah, Randy, he gets his own entourage. He gets his own wrestler entrance, pyro. Like, your boy Randy, he gets a show.
The hero this country needs. What if you're in for president?
Randy Pitchford 2020.
Yeah. Are we in 20? What year are we in?
Dude, it's 30-48.
Dude, it's 30-48. You don't say
We've
that.
been here.
This is the longest podcast. This podcast is longer than Man.
Oh, Man's pretty long.
The Man's pretty long. The Man's not long. Alright, next topic.
Speaking of generations of graphics cards,
yay!
You'll know more about this than I do. Although you said you didn't have much more to say on it, but
nope.
You probably have some more.
A little bit.
The RTX 2080 Ti's have been melting.
What?
That's all I've got written down, is they're overheating. There's like a an alarmingly large number of defective units. They're just dying left and right.
It's very strange because it's this was one of those GPUs that NVIDIA released, and they're like, yeah, there's a lot of headroom with the way we're designing our cooling system. Like, these things are built for overclocking.
Did they just not carry a fucking one somewhere?
I have no idea. So is this all... Is it like the Founders Editions cards, or is it like third party?
That I don't know. It just seemed like tons of them.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm curious. I haven't looked into this at all, because I have no plans to buy one anytime soon. They're not worth the fucking price.
Next gen.
Yeah, whatever the series after this is will be the good one again. But yeah, it kind of blows my mind. Because yeah, this was very much the series of cards where like, yeah, no, this is built for overclocking. People are going to go crazy with these. What the fuck happened?
They all blew up.
Like, oh my god.
It was a terrorist attack. NVIDIA's
blowing up her computers.
Sick of all you cis white men and your fancy computers.
They're trying to sneak terrorists into NASCAR.
It's an Antifa plot.
Yeah, I have
fix today's youth.
I have nothing else to add to that aside from what happened, why.
Whoa, yeah, NVIDIA, fix your shit.
Fucking,
this is big.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did see an article the other day. I haven't looked into it. I don't know the truth behind it, but NVIDIA is not making 1080 Ti cards anymore. Meaning your only option is going to be the 2070 essentially. Blow up your computer. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Computers. Would you like to buy a blow-up card?
Yeah, because there's the internal fans, there's the blower style fans, now there's the blow-up style fans. Just takes your whole computer with it.
It's inflatable card. It blows up, and then it blows up. I tell you,
just fire. Okay, NVIDIA.
I run my gap kicks off a fire. Next story was kind of a non-story in a way.
Okay.
At first, it was rapidly spreading around that, whoa, what the fuck is Konami doing? They pushed an update for people that had PT on their systems that locked it out, that disabled the game. That was the story.
Yes.
But that wasn't true. It didn't happen.
Oh.
It didn't happen. It was all based on like just the wildfire properties of the internet where one person somewhere, they got some kind of update to their system. Maybe it was a system firmware. And maybe it wasn't anything at all. Maybe they were just lying. But there was one little thing. It's like, my PT stopped working. And then suddenly it was, yo, Konami is doing this shit.
It's sad that we live in a world where...
Like, misinformation can spread that fast.
Yeah, because idiots will believe whatever they read on the internet.
Yeah, right.
Along with that, I'll always preface with, I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
But then the fact that people are like, Konami at it again, god damn it.
Well, that's the other part of it.
Yeah.
You know you're in a great position as a company when people hear shit like that and they don't doubt it for a second. They're like, yep, sounds like fucking Konami.
At it again. Fucking up.
So it may not be true this time, but fuck Konami.
Yeah. Konami's one of those few companies that is so far out of touch with its... Does it have a player base anymore?
No.
What is it? Konami, Nintendo, and the Diablo Blizzard team?
I was gonna say, speaking out.
So far out of touch with fucking anything going on in the world.
Oh my god. We have to end on that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so then that's the last story I had. So
okay.
Do you want to go into BlizzCon?
Yeah. Let's talk about BlizzCon stuff. I had it all up. Thank you, Mo.
Thank you.
How do I send emotes?
It's
a little monkey.
Type :, uppercase P.
You use the manpower.
Yeah. Do the OK sign.
Yeah.
And you flip it upside down. It's for manpower.
Do we just want to end on a high note? Because we never end on a high note.
Sure. Okay, get negative.
Okay, so...
biggest negative? Or...
Yeah, we'll go with... What other negatives?
I don't know. Are there more?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so, Diablo. Chris, tell me. Do you have a phone?
No. Yes.
Terrible news for you, Chris.
Oh, shit. I just bought a PC. I'm looking forward
to the new Diablo.
So, like, for months now, they've been teasing and stuff and, like, job postings and, hey, there's multiple Diablo projects in the works.
A few months ago, let's do the whole timeline here. Let's get the lore behind this story. few months ago, strangely coincidental, just before the BlizzCon tickets went on sale, Blizzard came out and said, hey, we got some Diablo projects on the works. We're going to announce...
Buckle up, Diablo
We're going to announce some stuff at BlizzCon, fuckers. Then BlizzCon tickets go on sale, and
then they're like, yo, don't expect Diablo 4.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so the BlizzCon tickets, everybody buys the tickets.
And then they say...
don't expect, like, Diablo 4, don't expect much from this. We're just talking about Diablo things. Know that we're working on more than what we're just announcing, but don't expect a lot. Too late, everybody bought their ticket. They're already in China, wherever BlizzCon takes place. And Blizzard ends their opening ceremony with...
effectively their E3 press conference of their own...
Yes. Yeah. With
show.
Diablo Immortal, which is ironic, because Diablo is now dead.
Hey.
What was it? 3 Diablos in, and they finally killed Diablo after 3 games. Got him. Yeah, Diablo Immortal is a phone game made by NetEase.
NetEase, it's a Korean company.
Made the exact same game,
Crusaders of Light,
same interface.
So, and Crusaders of Light is on Steam, as far as I know. So, like, look at that up. Go to the PC and look up Crusaders of Light. And I'm sure the reviews will be super negative because of this, but I think they were negative before.
Oh my god. Mixed.
Wow, only mixed.
And you know what?
Looks like a mobile...
Looks like a fucking mobile game, dude. Wowzers.
That game has had performance and pay-to-win allegations levied against it for ages.
First review, Diablo 4 is really good. It's everywhere.
But apparently that game is dog shit.
Yeah.
So, Blizzy Boys decided to, hey, rather than make another Diablo game ourselves, which we may or may not be actually doing, but hey, what if we partnered with these Korean guys that made like a shit knockoff of our game to make like the next game for the devices that fans of our games don't actually play them on, and that especially the fans of our games that paid for tickets to be here aren't going to be playing on.
Yeah, so let's talk about like what's okay about this scenario, because there's nothing really good about it.
Like they're allowed
to make whatever they want.
Yeah. And they preface that there's not going to be Diablo 4 there, so anyone expecting Diablo 4, whatever.
What is stupid and incorrect, and they should not have done,
is end their fucking keynote on that.
This should have been a...
tweet.
YouTube video linked to in a tweet saying, here's the new Diablo thing. And I keep seeing, like, interviews with Wyatt Chang. Y'all
don't have phones?
Yeah. I keep seeing interviews with him and he's good. Like, I remember seeing him talking about all the Reaper of Souls stuff and all the season content they were pushing out, and he's very positive and likes the Diablo universe. And he's like, we're very excited to be releasing this game. And it's like...
I don't believe you.
It's like, well, okay, you're not making it. This isn't your fucking game.
Yeah.
This is your property. Yeah, you own Diablo. You just
provide some assets to NetEase, and you're like, whatever, we're just gonna...
And they're like, we're happy to finally be able to talk about the content between Diablo 3, or Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. And it's like, yeah, that content could have been in a game that you created.
Yep.
I don't think anybody that plays... video game or that plays Diablo, there's maybe like 5% of the install base plays Diablo. That's like, the next one better have a good story. 95% of the people that play Diablo, it doesn't matter where you put this fucking
it's the
game.
mechanics.
It could have been between 2 and 3.
It's the loot. It's the builds.
Yeah.
It's
endless rifts
all
and dungeons
that shit.
And grinding.
Yeah, end game.
Yeah.
So I guess at the end of the day, like, I'm not the target demographic for that kind of thing. I'm also not a hardcore Blizzard or Diablo fan. I like Diablo 3. Yeah. I've played it. I bought it on Switch. I'm enjoying it there, too. But I played it on PC. This is my 5th time buying the game.
Yeah.
I'm not, like... It sounds like I'm angry. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed in how dumb Blizzard handled this.
Yeah.
Because... how could they not know?
And I hesitate to say Blizzard because the rest of everything else they announced at BlizzCon was the best.
So on the nose, with the exception of the Overwatch team, because they're whatever.
Fuck that
I don't
shit.
I don't care about them anymore.
I watched their... I'll get to that in a fucking second.
But like, they had to know the response.
Yeah.
They had a room full of booing people.
People that have
care
been
about your
playing
game.
on PC since the even if you came and said this is a console exclusive, it would have been better. Not good.
And at the end of the day, like, how... Okay, this mobile game's happening. Maybe because the Activision part of Activision Blizzard went over your heads and signed this deal or something like that. Like, the game's happening, contracts were signed, whatever. Maybe that happened. Maybe. I'll give benefit of the doubt, right? How do you... It's obvious they are working on a Diablo next, a 4 or something.
Because the actual Diablo team is there doing Diablo things.
Right.
They're not working on 3.
So that's happening. They've abandoned 3. They're not working on this thing unless they're twiddling their thumbs or have been assigned to a different project. Diablo something next is happening.
Yeah.
Real Diablo. Okay. Even if you have nothing to show for it yet. Not even a fucking logo.
Say you're working on it.
Say you're working on it.
Yeah.
How have you not learned that lesson from... Well, Nintendo did the same thing with Metroid.
Yeah.
They announced the Federation Force thing and got hit with the same response, even though, like, a year later, however long it was, they announced Metroid Prime 4, which still hasn't come out. But then there was the Samus Returns Metroid game, the remake of 2. Like, if you have real deal Metroid in the pipeline...
This happened with XCOM, this happened with Elder Scrolls.
XCOM did the same thing, yeah. So Elder Scrolls, they were smart about it. They did the thing.
Yep.
Bethesda knew.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, that was a version of it done correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's mad.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you
Except
go.
for me.
Because they were like, oh, here's this mobile Elder Scrolls game.
I'm upset that people think that Elder Scrolls
6 is a real game
in the next year or two. Like,
yeah.
No.
It's like, no, they literally announced that game to avoid this.
Yeah.
Because even if that game's a decade away, now people are like, okay, this isn't the only thing.
Yeah.
The real thing eventually will happen.
And people love to say, oh man, I've been waiting a decade for this game.
Yeah. And then they can be extra validated when the game's shit and be like, ugh, I knew it.
I knew it.
No game that takes 10 years to make is a good game, damn it.
But yeah, Blizzard...
Did they not ask one person in marketing, in anything, how they should handle it? So even if they, for whatever reason, their hands are tied and they couldn't admit there was another game. They couldn't put a logo. They couldn't do anything.
Who's making that decision?
Who's making that decision?
Why are they still working there?
Right?
And that was one of the other guys I watch that still plays Diablo 3 like 6 hours a day on stream. Put up a video like, I have no plans to play Diablo Immortal. I'm going to keep playing 3 as long as I'm having fun with it. And he was like, but Blizzard, you have to change. This can't keep happening. You guys continue to wait and save everything until BlizzCon, and you fuck us Diablo fans over and over. And we keep coming back because we love your shit. But this is it.
We're
this
into
is
masochism.
yeah. He's like, at this point, like, before next BlizzCon, you got to tell us there's something coming or we're out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, he collectively is speaking for me as well. Like,
you know what would have been really great is if when they announced the game for mobile and then they got the confirmation that it was just mobile and not PC.
Yeah.
There was no booze. There's no nothing. Everyone just got up and left.
Yeah.
That would have been such a powerful reaction. Yeah. Because we're already seeing it.
I think everybody that was sitting there was praying at the end of this joke of a panel there was going to be a four
so, and that's what everyone was waiting for is like, okay, after the mobile
game. But we know that team. Like, they whether they care about Diablo or not, I can't say, but it's very clear that they cannot show what they're working on, ever.
Yeah. And I guess, so we can easily say, oh, well, they said they weren't going to have Diablo 4 there, temper your expectations, all that stuff. Well, after everybody bought their tickets, all that stuff. But we know the game industry. They always lie.
Yeah.
And, sometimes in a fun way, where they're like, no, that's not going to be there. And then it's there, and you're like, oh, you got me.
Kojima's on stage with gameplay.
Like, that's happened multiple times in the industry. So everyone's always expecting something, even when the expectation is not to expect something.
Yeah.
That's just the culture we've developed. And maybe there's something to be said for peeling that back. But they did it to themselves.
Yeah.
And you don't end the conference on it. You said this, where it's like, okay, you can't show Diablo 4. You can't admit it's being made. You have to show Diablo Immortal because whatever. Stick it in the middle.
Yeah.
End on Warcraft 3 Remastered.
That would have been... They would have been okay. They wouldn't have buried themselves.
Like, people would still be upset.
Yeah.
but it wouldn't have
They
been
would
a
have still had
fever
to pay
pitch.
Google to get rid of dislikes.
And of course, like the story is already shifting because it's whether it's true or not. You're getting your people are being harassed and whatever.
Off.
And now the story is all toxic gamers at it again. Blizzard can do no wrong, and it's like it happens the same way every time. And that's why I almost never believe of like, oh, someone's sending death threats, someone got a bomb threat, someone's getting doxxed and all that stuff. It's like.
And I will say...
I doubt now, because it happens every time, and they always use it to change the narrative.
Yeah, and I will say that, like, don't do that. If you
Obviously.
if you hate the game, dislike that video and don't look at anything to do with it.
So, assuming sometimes these things are real, I'm sure at some point some of them have been.
Yeah.
If you're the kind of person who's going to do that, who's going to be like, I'm upset about this, I'm going to do a bad thing. Like, I'm going to send a death threat. Which, whatever. Death threats can now be interpreted as, like, you can be like, oh, I hope...
Arm wrestle me at PAX.
Yeah, that's a death threat now.
Yeah.
Ready. But if you're going to do that kind of thing, know that you're not helping.
Yeah.
You're giving them fuel. But whatever, it's too late now.
Yeah.
Because now those type of things have happened. Now they can pretend they happened.
Yeah. Because anybody in the games journalism scene to the game industry scene can announce whatever they want, no matter how horrific and stupid it is, like a mobile Diablo game,
and then hide behind
fake bomb threats or real whatever.
Maybe they're real, maybe they're not. But that's the problem. I don't know anymore because you seem to relish in their existence because you always use them this way.
Yeah.
Like games media is already jumping to the defense of Diablo Immortal.
Yeah.
With one headline after another, one tweet from a personality, a blue checkmark guy after another, of like, oh, entitled gamers, misogynist. Have you heard this yet? The media is trying to spin it already that the reason that people are upset about Diablo Immortal isn't because, they're doing a game nobody wants, and in lieu of a game people do want, and it's not on the platform that they would play it on, and they're gonna pervert it with microtransactions, and it's just a cheap reskinning of a shit game, and blah, blah, blah. It's for none of those reasons. No, the real reason is that gamers, evil gamers, they know that boys play on PC and girls play on phones, and boys don't want girls to have this game that they like and don't want to share with girls.
Let me dig into that for a sec. The things that most girls are doing on their phone
are not games.
Those things are not games. Those are...
Also, plenty of girls play Diablo on PC and console.
I'm convinced my WoW guild has more girls in it than guys.
Yeah.
Also, everyone in my guild is over the age of 35.
Yeah. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Who you are, what you are. Play a fucking game if you want.
Yeah.
I'm swearing a lot today.
Don't play Diablo.
Why am I more angry about this than you are? I don't even care about Diablo.
And this is the thing, like, I've played an unhealthy amount of Diablo 3. Like,
you played quintillions times more than me.
It has, like, it took over 3 or 4 years of my life at this point. And I'm just at a point where it's like, I knew this was going to happen. I don't think it's going to be this fucking bad, but this... I can't tell if the Diablo team fucking hates Diablo, or if they really relish in surprising us when they finally get a chance. The game industry hates
their customers.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not a Activision Blizzard problem. It's an industry problem. It's an industry problem.
Yeah.
They're and maybe you can blame the games media for facilitating this divide, but there is a divide between the player base and these companies now where it's antagonistic.
Yeah.
You can say it's on both sides. I don't know what to believe anymore as far as who's responsible for what.
Yeah, because the people at the top making the games, they're in the middle making the games. The guys putting the games onto the shelves, publishing, the Activisions, the EAs, they're just shitting on everybody below them all the way down to the customer. And half of the customers fucking eat it, and the other half of the customers throw it back. And it's like, nobody's just fucking happy.
Yeah.
Nobody can just... If a game comes out and it's bad, don't play it. That's what... Red Dead came out, and I'm like, that's a bad-looking game. And I didn't touch it.
I tried it.
You gave it a shot. You gave it an honest effort. You put 30 hours into it before making your decision. I held the controller for 10 minutes. But that's the thing is, I didn't go to Twitter and I'm like, Rockstar, you dumb fucking idiots.
I'm not gonna go post complaining things on their forums. I didn't tweet at them or anything. Like I just like, you know what, I'm out. Return the game.
Yeah, I dislike it. And that's the same thing with all I've done for this whole Diablo Immortals thing was posted in one of the subreddit things like, LOL, this isn't Diablo.
Yeah. I've literally only talked to you.
I've disliked a video.
I've literally only talked to you about it.
Yeah.
And now I'm talking about it here.
Yeah.
And that's about the extent of what's going to happen. Like, I'm not going to simmer on this forever. My bigger concern, actually, honestly, is not the game itself and the lack of this or that or whatever. It's honestly seeing the social media gears turn again in a predictably awful way. Yeah. Where you're already seeing... We didn't even talk about the suppression stuff. Where the trailer has, like, huge negative comments on it.
Yeah.
A number of dislikes. But the dislikes and negative comments keep mysteriously disappearing.
Yeah.
Not in their entirety, but in chunks. And they're not deleting and re-uploading the video. That's been proven.
Yeah, what's the video at right now?
Yeah, let's look it up. Diablo Immortal on YouTube. Because it's freaking spooky. It's YouTube is obviously Google is working with Blizzard to... Fucking conspiracy. Okay. What,
20,000 dislikes.
It was higher. It was like over 3.
Yeah.
When I added mine.
One of the comments, hey Blizzard, delete this. Hey Blizzard, delete this. Blizzard deleted my comment, so I deleted my Blizzard games.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comments is just filled with Blizzard, delete this, and middle fingers.
So, I mean, like, you're free to voice your opinions on this stuff, for sure.
And I like...
Just know that it's not going to help if you're just like, yo, fuck you, Blizzard, even though I'm going to say fuck you, Blizzard.
I like this fan base, and this has been one of the most amazing things, is the Diablo subreddit, who has been loyally following all Diablo content that's been drip-fed to us for the past 3 or 4 years. The top, like, so the Diablo moderators haven't deleted fucking anything. They've let everything go through, and everything that's been said has been like, well, Diablo's dead. RIP. Hey, you guys gonna try this out? I'm not. Let's do a poll on it. Oh, 99% of people aren't interested. It hasn't been anything aside from that. Yeah. This is a community that has just been beaten to death, and was the last thing. Like, maybe
the hardest of the core are more just apathetic.
Yeah.
Seems like everyone else is more like me, who's like a drive-by fan.
I jumped in, played... Well, you've played every version. You've leveled a character on each platform.
Sure. But I'm not a diehard by any stretch. Like, I guess I am above average dedication to the game.
You know how to make builds and stuff.
To a degree.
Yeah.
But I ain't pushing greater rifts and all that
jazz.
And
that's... most of the people that are pushing greater rifts are like, oh, it's dead. And most people that just... Yeah, it seems like this is one of those things where it's blown up bigger than the Diablo community is. Because there was people that I watched WoW content, and they're like, man, sorry guys.
Yeah.
Your announcement was shit.
No, the reason it's blown up bigger than it is that it bled into the culture war.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's all there really is to it. And the culture war has predictable outcomes.
And it seems an awful lot...
The one side's going to meme, the other side's going to blame and vilify.
Yeah, it seems an awful lot like the Diablo community didn't want this to blow up and get out of hand. They just wanted it to die. Like, leave your dislike and leave.
It was really telling to me that... I mean, this kind of perfectly encapsulates during their Q&A section. The one guy, he gets up there and you can tell he was really...
Oh, yeah, his name was...
not the April Fool's guy.
The other guy. I think his name was Lord Fluffy. Lord Fluffy. I've seen him make some builds and stuff on Twitch. He's like a really, really good Diablo player and still plays a shit ton of it.
So this guy, he gets up to the mic, and you can tell he's like emotional, but not like in a angry way, but like a... He is sad. Like, he's like... But he's like... He gets the words out, and he asks, okay, like, this game, it seems like it has a lot of things in it that we've been asking for in our game.
It was really hard to watch.
Are there any plans to make, like, not even make these things appear in our game, but can you make this game on PC? Especially given that, like, the game it's a carbon copy of is on PC.
Yeah.
So what? That's weird. But yeah, like, are you doing this on PC? Like, I just want to know. Like, that's the question. But you can tell in his voice, it's like let me give you a little bit of, like, slack on this rope you're hanging yourself with. Like, take this opportunity. Like, please just tell me it's going to be less than awful. Like, just please.
Like, in the back of his head, I'm sure he was like, and most Diablo fans are like, we can't let this get out of hand. We cannot let this be this bad, because they will burn our franchise. We will never see a 4 if this thing fucks. Like, if it dies.
I guess that's the thing. They're going to use this as an excuse to kill the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Maybe fuck it. Maybe it should die.
Let it die. So the guy that, like, this is one of my other notes. The guy that led the Diablo Reaper of Souls team is now one of the lead guys in the World of Warcraft team. The lead guy from the World of Warcraft team, like, since Mists, that has brought WoW
a little
back
bit
and forth, but kind of up to Legion where it is, and now leading Blizzard.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, this guy with his, like...
what does this Diablo team have? But yeah,
with his emotional, but like not, but in check, but just like heartfelt, almost plea.
He fucking cares.
So of course the response he gets is, no, it's not coming to PC. It's just a mobile game. And then boos in the audience, as you'd expect.
Yeah.
Maybe a strong reaction, but whatever. Like, that's the only way they can voice their opinion there.
Yeah.
They're just part of the crowd, and they're met with, "What? Y'all don't have phones?
Yeah."
Tablet even?
I think Wyatt's going to get burned for saying that.
Like... And I get it. That's... How could you not have an emotional response to a crowd of people
booing
shutting you down?
At a game that they like Diablo. It's clear that a lot of people working on games at Blizzard like the games that they're working on. I don't know. It doesn't feel like they're working on this game. This is a reskin from another studio.
They're providing assets to it. To another studio.
But anyways, that's...
Diablo. We could talk on it forever. Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo's dead. On to the next Blizzard game.
Be better, social media.
Yeah, everybody stop sucking. Now let's suck for a bit. Overwatch. So they announced...
The new hero. Seems boring.
So they showed off a pretty cool new trailer. Did you see the trailer?
I didn't watch it.
Okay, so it's got McCree in it. It's got this really boring robot lady, or this really boring the cowboy lady who doesn't do anything cool in the trailer. She just loses. Like, that's her prerogative. McCree just beats her. And she's got a cool robot bro with her.
Who people thought was going to be the character.
And it is her alt. And then McCree opens up like a chest, and this cool looking fucking robot lady steps out. And then Jeff Kaplan from the Overwatch team was like, wouldn't it be cool if these were all characters? And I'm like, no. Are they going to announce actual content
like
coming to Overwatch?
Once?
And it's like, that robot lady might be a character later.
One
and
day.
I'm like, fuck off, Jeff, you dumb fuck.
Those mountains over there, we hope that one day you can go there.
When we release the sequel. But yeah, so Bob, the robot, is Ash's... alt?
Like, so he comes in and AI shoots things?
I guess he's just Winston.
Okay.
His alt is Winston. So I've watched the what's coming up for like all the virtual ticket gets you like a 45-minute video from all the developers talking about all the new things that are coming up. Diablo didn't have one. I don't think. Hopefully not. They don't. Overwatch, though. It's a 45-minute video from Overwatch talking about what's coming up for the next year. They spent 40 minutes talking about the design and mechanics and gameplay of their new character.
That's too long for one character.
And that's it. The other 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure, was Q&A. This is their moneymaker. Is
Overwatch?
This and Hearthstone have to be like their fucking moneymakers.
WoW still has to be
WoW's definitely up there, but I don't think it's as big as Overwatch at this point. With their loot boxes.
Oh, I guess I'd say WoW's probably bigger in terms of player count, but
yes, yeah. Well, especially because how many people left Overwatch because it stops getting fucking content.
I stopped playing. I used to give
even you stopped playing.
I used to give a shit. I would pay for their 50 loot boxes just about every event.
Yeah.
I stopped caring. 2 years of such a trickle of content, and so when you asked me if I'd watched the trailer with McCree and all that stuff in it,
you used to watch every trailer.
I did, but even like I was
you
never
were disappointed that it wasn't.
I was never a person. I never read the comics. I never went far beyond it because
comics.
Yeah, there's comics.
How
shit?
How are they funding videos and comics and they can only put 2 fucking maps in their game a year or 3 or whatever?
Whatever it is. The thing that always frustrated me with the game is, like, they clearly want this game to have, like, a lore and a dedicated community about the lore. None of that stuff's in the game.
No.
There aren't even, at the very least, like, YouTube links in the game that just plays the video there. Even that would be something.
Yeah.
It's such a separate thing. I can't...
You can pick up this ghost and get grimoire cards for the app.
I've never been able to muster... Like, I liked the gameplay, I liked the character designs. I liked some of the little backstories you get through the game.
Yeah.
And that was about the extent of it for me. Even that I've stopped giving a shit about. Because it seems like every time they have something to announce, they put out more, like, multimedia stuff about the game. Like, that's where they're putting their money. It's not into actually developing the game. It's about marketing.
Yeah.
Effectively, it's to keep marketing the game. So they can sell merch, and they can sell tickets to esports events, and they can sell loot boxes so people will buy skins for their new heroes. And I just stopped caring. I can't anymore. Like, I want to give a crap about your lore, but it's not in the game.
Yeah.
You bring out PvE experiences once a year, and they're limited time events.
It is content that disappears from your fucking game.
Yeah. I feel like Lord Fluffy right now.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, give me a reason to care. Like, I want to. I've played an unhealthy amount of Overwatch.
You've probably played as much Overwatch as I have Diablo. Oh, no.
Probably not.
Oh, Diablo's been older. It's older, right? What came first?
Yeah, Diablo's 2012. Overwatch is 2016.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
way older. But the what's new for Overwatch, who the fuck knows what's happening with that game? I'm so fucking done with it. Yeah. Next game.
Lady with a lever action rifle.
Yeah.
I saw pictures. I was like, yeah, okay.
A very unoriginal looking character.
Yeah. And it's not that I'll never play Overwatch again. Like, we played a couple rounds the other day, and I was like, yep.
It was fun until it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
That's what Overwatch does to me.
I'm unenthused.
Yeah. But BlizzCon, Hearthstone. I don't play Hearthstone. I don't really know much about it aside from the fact that it's a card game.
Didn't the game become like absolutely like it always was kind of pay to win, but now it's totally like
some people have like stupid amounts of cards, I guess, and I don't. Again, that's another what's coming up panel that they talked about, and it's like, here's the cards, and I'm like, cool. Any plans to rework your systems or anything?
Features, content,
and it seems like there's nothing in that road. But their next theme is troll themed, which is very
that's why they
interesting.
announced Diablo Immortal.
Troll, got him. But that led to. One of the little sneak peeks was one of the trolls, and I guess it was somehow related to the paladin class. And people have wanted a horde paladin for the longest time in WoW. So the Hearthstone thing led to a cool World of Warcraft thing. Yay!
I mean, Hearthstone is World of Warcraft.
Yeah. They've just never fitted into the lore, but with a new...
Can you play Hearthstone in World of Warcraft?
No, not yet.
I'm surprised that's not a thing. Like, you can't walk into like a tavern and then it just launches the app from the table.
I'm sure that's... I don't know. World of Warcraft engine is incredibly complicated. I don't know if they can do that even.
Just launch into their executable on top of it. I don't know.
Yeah. It's not like WoW is running that much.
And, well, I think Hearthstone's Unity, so it just break everything.
Is Hearthstone Unity?
Yeah.
That's why it's shit on everything.
Modified Unity, but yeah.
Hearthstone runs like ass. But yeah, so Hearthstone is getting cards. That's okay.
Let that thing keep being. If someone wants to keep paying to win, let them.
Go for it. I need
that.
to win 3 matches of that, so I'm gonna have to put like $300 into it. New hero for Here's the Storm.
Lolly Girl.
Yeah. It's the first character that is not related to
anything.
It's completely made for the Nexus. Apparently, they released comics. I had no idea.
So you're saying she's going to be an Overwatch hero?
There we go.
What's her name?
Ophelia? Ophira? Opera? Wally?
Alex
Straza. She's just some
sick BMX tricks.
Some little girl. Her father did something, and she's like here to fuck shit up.
What kind of weapon does she use?
So have you seen anything for her? Okay, so she has like this dark void monster like in a box on her back.
That's cool.
And it so like reaches out and it like hits enemies with like this dark energy.
Slaps her back titties.
Yeah, her ult is like a chomp thing, and as long as there's enemies in it, it'll keep going. Unless the enemy steps out, they will just die inside it.
Nice.
It's really cool.
So that'd be really powerful with Nizabu.
Yeah, trap enemies in the blood. Yeah, this character seems like the first character that has like this is some pretty cool combo stuff.
Yeah. With the wombo.
So that so they're reclassing all of the characters now.
Oh.
Like these are tanks, these are healers.
These are not specialist warrior.
Yeah.
They did that to Overwatch not too long ago. They got rid of the defender class.
Did more of like a literal thing. And when you go into, I don't know if it's going to affect the stuff that we play, but when you go into quick play, it's always going to have healer, tank. Like it's going to fill the specialization roles that it's supposed to fill.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just for ranked or how that's going to work on quick play, but it seems like that might fix some of the issues. If it is in our little corner of what we play for Here's the Storm.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. Really, I just want it so that I don't have people play as Malfurion anymore.
I don't want to play with easy boats.
No more. WoW Classic.
You can play like a demo version of that.
Yeah. Got a release date. Summer next year.
So, like, what is accessible? Is it the whole thing, but you can just play it in chunks?
From 15 to 20.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's from 15 to 20. I haven't played much of it. I kind of just want to play the game because it starts you at 15. Everything they announced for it so far is what everybody wanted it to be. It's going to launch with sharding, which kind of sucks. Some context.
You can shard?
All of the servers in the game.
Oh, sharding.
Yes. So,
sharding.
It's going to launch with sharding. It's going to... So, one of the most annoying things once the game launched was all these people questing in one area and trying to kill wolves. And there's 1,000 people.
And Kanye couldn't fix them fast enough.
As Kanye was fixing the wolves, people were killing them too fast. And you couldn't complete your quest.
So these people would line up.
It would just... no, there was no lineup. There was just people running the fuck around in circles.
Really?
Yeah. It was an absolute nightmare.
No decorum.
So, for the first, it sounds like 3 weeks or so, they are going to have sharding just to alleviate that issue. To help.
So, does that just create multiple instances?
Yeah.
Within the same server?
Basically, yeah. Okay. But then once they get it up and like running and going and everybody's playing, they want to have it so that here's everybody in your server and you don't interact with any other servers, just like it was back in Classic. And it sounds like they're actually going to be doing like the tiered content releases for everything. So first thing, like the game's going to launch, it's going to be the vanilla state, everybody's going to be leveling up. Then they're going to add Molten Core and the first raid, and then like the two other things that go with it.
So they're going to kind of update it the way it did.
Basically,
like patch it.
Yeah, kinda. Like so Battlegrounds won't be in the game until the second wave of content.
How wild would it be? Like, is this the plan for them to just like... Are they just starting the clock over on WoW and they're going to have two separate...
So the dream right now, for me at least...
Is it's going to slowly get content forever in the same way that WoW did? It's just going to be like 12 years behind or whatever?
My dream is that they do it up until...
14 years?
Up in...
2004?
2004 was the alpha and the beta.
Oh, okay.
Launched in 6.
2006?
Or 5?
5, maybe?
Can't remember.
12 or 13 years.
It's been a while, yeah.
How cool would it be to have like current WoW, and then at the same time is, even 3 years from now,
so the reason...
like Wrath of the Lich King or whatever.
Yeah, the reason that would suck is because it's going to hit Cataclysm. It's going to hit the launch for Mists. It's going to hit Warlords of Draenor.
What if it hit those things, but they were, like, fixed?
That would be amazing. Doubt it.
How would they do that?
But I hope what they do is they essentially do, like, the whole thing up until the end of Wrath. Leave it there. and then
start it over.
Redo it again, but leave your character playable in the end state of Wrath and just have it catch up again. So you have another character and you can continue to relive that up to Wrath. Because I think people generally agreed. Okay. Wrath was when they had the most subscribers.
They should do it like the English dub of Dragon Ball Z on YTV, where it's like they do the Saiyan saga and then they restart. And then they do the Saiyan saga and the Frieza saga, and then they restart. Okay. And then they do the Saiyan, and then Frieza, and then Android saga, and then restart.
Okay, you're making me uncomfortable.
So it'll be like, what? Vanilla WoW. You get to the end of that, and then it restarts. And you do Vanilla and Burning Crusade, and then it restarts.
So I'm curious to see how they're going to do it, though, because if they're going to have progression, it's going to be eventually in a state that it's not that everybody wanted it to be in.
Well, everyone's going to disagree with.
But the way they're calling this, and they specifically were saying it, that this is part of their classic series of games. StarCraft Remastered is part of their classic series. And
is Warcraft considered
Warcraft Reforged is part of their classic series.
That's like more of a remake than a remaster.
I don't even know.
They should redo the lighting in it, though.
Yes, because we'll get to that. That's a talk. But yeah, so it sounds like Classic is doing everything awesome, exciting, fantastic. World of Warcraft, the
8.1
current live game. So 8.1 was all we expected to hear about. That would have been fantastic.
But you got some current now stuff?
With you can pre-order the Reforged Warcraft 3 and get some cool stuff in a while, which is awesome. But so 8.1 is coming out December 11th, about when everybody assumed it would. We didn't expect to hear anything more than that. That's kind of like would have been like the Diablo conference. Like that's it. That's as far as we're looking ahead. They announced what they're going to be doing for 8.1.5.
Okay.
They also announced what they're going to be doing for 8.2.
So they have
and
a roadmap.
8.2.5.
So a roadmap.
So until the end of next year, we know what we're going to be getting in content drops. And it sounds like it's fucking amazing.
Finally!
I am so goddamn excited. 8.1 is going to fix all of the issues with, or a lot of the issues with random items, because you can't really pick and choose what you want to get. Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to specifically grind for certain pieces, certain things. 8.1.5 is supposed to be the new raid content, which is Horde and Alliance actually get different raids this time for the first time. First 4 bosses are different, and it culminates on a final big boss.
That's kind of cool.
8.1.5.
Kind of shit if you don't play one side or the other. Like,
so you're going to be able to, through like a dream sequence, play the other version of the raid.
Okay.
So if you are like a Draenei, it'll change your character model into one of these other ones, so it's still lore friendly. Okay. Like it seems like they have some solutions.
They did a thing.
Yeah.
Because they knew. Unlike another division within Blizzard, they expected a reaction from their fans, and were like, "It's okay, we got you covered.
You're covered. You're good." Mike can't see all the faces I'm making, but it's probably for the better. So in 8.1.5, they're also adding the new allied races, which is more characters to play as. And they're hinting at Ashara, which I was like, they're not going to do anything with Ashara. 8.2 fuckers, Ashara.
What's Ashara?
The Nagas are attacking.
What are
Snake
Nagas?
People.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, like Nagini.
Yeah, so while the Horde and Alliance are duking it out, fucking up, Ashara is going to come in and try and invade. But so they're adding a whole new zone, which we kind of expected they were going to add. And it is a zone that is in the middle of like this caved in part of the ocean. Like huge waterfalls. It looks like underwater scenery and everything.
Like that place where the cabin in the lake used to be in Fortnite.
Yes. World of Warcraft ripping off Fortnite again. Every time.
Every time! Since the beginning of time!
But I didn't expect them to announce a whole second place.
A whole 2 places.
Yeah, so there's a whole other area which is going to have a completely new mythic dungeon in it. So an 8-boss mythic dungeon, which is basically a raid.
Cool.
With mecha gnomes.
Excuse?
Yeah, so they're gnomes, but they're like Deus Ex augmented. And it's going to be a whole underground zone.
So are they like cybernetic or are they like steampunk?
Steampunk looking motherfuckers. Like joints, gears, legs.
And pipes instead of biceps.
Yeah. Like it looks goofy as hell.
Check out the pipes.
But the character models are so well done and animated. Everyone's assuming that's going to be an allied race as well, which will be pretty exciting.
You can be a mecha gnome.
Because why not? Or it'll be like a cosmetic
That's when I'll start playing WoW. If I can play as a
mecha gnomes. Yeah, it sounds like... Because I know there's other hints and stuff. Like they're redoing the Worgen and the Goblin like character models to bring them forward to
Worgen are those wolf people?
Yes.
I guessed right.
That was a good guess. They're going to be redoing those after 8.2, probably like 8.3 to make them look better. And the goblins are getting like better animations and stuff. And it's like, oh, that's weird. They were also hinting at this other group that shares the same body structure and everything as goblins being a playable race. So that'll probably happen around then as well.
Okay.
And then for the story content, because Sylvanas is just on a war path to destroy everything.
Is she still on that blimp?
Not still on the blimp. Still has the blimp. Not on the blimp anymore.
You showed me a video, and she goes to a blimp.
She's standing there on the blimp, and you're like, that looks goofy. Because it did.
Just like dark magic escape, and then it's like, oh, where'd she go?
Just making little...
She went to a blimp that's like slowly scooting away.
Yeah, the popping air sound as it's moving. But, yeah, so there was a Q&A where, so the last big horde leader that kind of fucked everything up was Garrosh, and he, like, 9/11 to city. Like, just Hiroshima, I'm talking nuclear devastation.
Did he detonate a boom chicken, or what?
Like, just a whole village of chickens and blew them all up. It was, he was a pretty bad guy. Oddly enough.
Osama bin Laden. He's a pretty bad guy.
Pretty bad. It wasn't good. Don't follow him.
Good marathon runner. So not a bad guy. Bad guy.
Yeah. So everybody's like, Sylvanas is kind of like Garrosh. Like, she doesn't seem like the horde leader everybody wants. So one of the Q&A questions was like, so what are you guys going to be doing to differentiate Sylvanas from Garrosh? Because it seems like she's following the same path. And one of the guys answering the Q&A, I think it was Ian, who I always love his replies. He was like, well, from the perspective of Sylvanas, Garrosh was just an amateur. And it's like, oh, fuck. She's gonna do more bad things. And then Sour
She's gonna do 9/11 too.
Like, I'm talking like 2 cities of boom chickens just exploding everywhere. It's it's an exciting time for WoW, between Classic and the roadmap laid out for...
How long until the next expansion, do you think?
2 years.
2 years?
Probably.
Okay. They were they doing them, like... Was there an expansion that was like a year after another one? I felt like there was a really quick turnaround there for a while between, what was it, like Cataclysm and Draenor, or Panda was in there somewhere?
Probably Pandas and Draenor. I thought that was... No, that had a few years.
Okay.
It's
all a blur to me, especially because I'm not in it.
Draenor to Legion went fast.
Okay.
I thought. But yeah, so Legion to BFA was 2 years. And I think when they released Warlords, like when that came out, they're like, yeah, we have a team dedicated to future content, like making new...
Because was there ever a time where it seemed like WoW was going to spool down and maybe just kind of...
The launch of Pandas.
Okay.
Yeah, the launch of Pandas pushed out so many people, because Cataclysm was already rocky, and then Pandas was like, yikes.
It was probably around Pandas, but yeah, there was a time when I, again, as an outsider looking in... not even really looking.
Yeah.
I got the impression that, okay, like WoW was eventually pretty soon maybe going to stop getting expansions, stop getting major
It had
patches.
its time.
It was going to Diablo 3.
Yeah.
It was going to sunset. You know, it had its time. If that was ever part of the plan, that plan has been scrapped.
Yeah.
Like, they are just... Like, do it. Go team.
They're not fucking around anymore.
Yeah. Which is good.
Because Legion was one of the best expansions the game's had.
Like,
with
maybe,
its content that I still like to do.
Maybe that was a plan when they still were thinking that what eventually turned into Overwatch, Titan, that was going to be a thing. Like, maybe that was the plan, was for that to kind of take the mantle of the bulk of the player base, and for WoW to quietly... be a little moneymaker on the side at that point.
And I think at this point, as of Warlords or Draenor, World of Warcraft has hit a point where you can't make a new MMO and have that amount of content.
Nope.
It cannot be done.
Compete.
And a lot of people, I keep hearing comments like, yeah, I want like a new World of Warcraft, like a World of Warcraft 2. And I was like, there's too much stuff there.
You can't have that.
And the thing that I like that Blizzard is doing is... so, like, for example, the Goblin and the Worgen are just brought forward. Like, they're just new character models. They redid all of the warlock spells in the game. They really they redid all of the fire spells for the mage.
Like, it's an early access
They're redoing the paladin. It's not done yet. It keeps getting patches. Like, when is it just going to be out? It's crazy. But yeah, so that's it for WoW. It's getting a stupid amount of
2030
content.
World of Warcraft Perfect Edition.
Yeah, Perfect Dark Edition. So last thing, Warcraft 3,
which is what they should have ended the show on.
Yeah.
Because this seems pretty cool.
Yes. It is like they're redoing character models. They're redoing
like they're redoing character models. Like, I saw the footage of the game and I was like, yeah, that looks pretty good. That's about what I remember looking at. And then you see the comparisons of the models and I was like,
oh,
whoa,
this game's come a long way. And it's very clear playing.
That guy didn't even have a texture before.
It's very clear playing classic WoW. That it was the Warcraft 3 engine.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And it still is. And that's the amazing part, is that this is still the same engine that Warcraft 3 is built on. But the things they're doing to make it function and work, they've been patching Warcraft 3 for the past year, removing weird security things that they didn't need anymore, removing weird connectivity issues like certain port forwarding you had to do, optimizations that they just don't need for computers anymore. Warcraft 3 has been cleaned the fuck up over the past year.
Because I was hearing this, I guess it was anticipation. It's compatible. The old version and the new version will work together, yeah.
Yeah, so if you have Warcraft 3, you're going to be able to play that with Warcraft 3 Reforged people.
Which I guess means you can play regular Warcraft 3 on PC now? It's just not through the Battle.net launcher? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can buy it from the Blizzard website.
Okay.
It's going to be getting the full editor that it was before. And the way that they're rebuilding a lot of the models, are rebuilding a lot of the game. They're rebuilding it so that a lot of the mods that people had created that people still play today that turned into other fucking games.
It's going to be incorporated into the game?
Yeah, it's going to be easy for them to clean it up and get it going. Because right now, like the Blizzard team for World of Warcraft very rarely touches the UI or changes anything like that.
They just let the community handle it.
Yeah, they've done the odd update here and there where they've fixed a few things and moved some stuff around and made it easier, essentially for mod creators to make mods for the game. And it's to the point now where it's generally acceptable to have a mod that lets you see like what abilities are on cooldown of everybody in PvP that you're playing with. Because if you can parse that information, fucking go for it. Like it's crazy what they're accepting for mod stuff. And I'm happy to see Warcraft 3 Reforged is A, launching with like an editor, but B, launching with full mod support to like do whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm. Will old mods work on it?
Anything that changes mechanics is sounding like
Probably.
it's possible that it could just work, or just with a few tweaks work and be good to go.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. If you, I think it's $39.99 Canadian.
Yeah, I'll probably end up with it. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, the one thing from the footage, and it's true of the original game too, and I kind of hope they would have updated, is that the lighting seems so flat and bleached.
Yeah,
still
in an age of like global illumination and
like even Heroes of the Storm, like it has good lighting. It looks pretty. Like I don't, global illumination if that's what it has. I don't know.
Yeah, global illumination. I can't remember what it is when. Yeah, because global illumination is that there is a light source that is lighting the map. That's why Fallout 4 managed to look pretty okay underneath dirt textures, shit character models, animations, terrible performance.
Mm-hmm. It's not baked in light sources, or sorry, not light source, but baked in light.
Yeah. In
the world, there is a light source, and the world is being rendered with that casting down on it.
Yeah, that would help the game.
Yeah, the footage of Warcraft 3 Reforged looks like there's just light everywhere.
Yes,
like
yes, it is.
It's coming from all directions.
Yeah, and maybe I don't know. Maybe that's part of the shadows. Actually, the shadows are all just at an angle at the right spot. None of them are manipulated by. There's no ambient occlusion or anything like that in it, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it'd be cool. Obviously, it's not out yet, but...
And it is one of those games where there was already people talking about, like, hey, I've got a ton of texture files ready to go for these new models. Like, I'm planning to make, like, redoing the models.
Maybe someone will just mod some lighting into it.
Yeah. Oh, I did forget a game from BlizzCon. StarCraft.
They doing anything
Blizzard
with it?
forgot it, too, so...
Oh.
Yeah. No, they're continuing to add, like,
I mean,
things that change the models and stuff.
What's there to say about StarCraft?
There's a new co-op mission where you play as Zeratul.
Yeah.
I hope that one. I don't necessarily want them to announce another StarCraft, but I wouldn't mind like, hey, yeah, we're just releasing some new units and shit for you to fuck around with in multiplayer. It's not competitive. That's a separate thing, but
yeah. I don't know. StarCraft.
What we need to do is check out the arcade for StarCraft.
Yeah.
See what's there.
And I need to play
Apparently
through.
that's got some shit.
I need to play through the rest of those campaigns. I played through Wings of Liberty, loved it. I own Heart of the Swarm and Legacy of the Void.
Yeah.
I played like the first couple missions of Heart of the Swarm, and the Zerg are intimidating.
Yes, they're spooky.
I don't know how to use them properly.
They're led by my queen.
My queen.
Carrie Gann. Yeah, I don't know how to play as anything but the Protoss, and I don't really know how to play as the Protoss.
Yeah. So. I don't know how to play as anything but the Terrans.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to play as the Terrans.
You put the things down and they get bigger, and now I got a mothership and I win.
It's not that I hate playing as the Zerg, it's that I hate people who play as
Yes. Yeah. It's like Genji for StarCraft.
Genji. Is that a podcast?
I think that was,
I guess I haven't checked if we have any mail, but I'm gonna guess.
This one's gonna be angry that, we talk shit about Overwatch.
And total.
We
have no mail. If you want to email us, just kind of loafin'. Don't you dare.
Loafin.
Just kind of loafin' at MSN. At just kind of loafin' at gmail.com. It's a Gmail. Yes, we support Google and their practices.
Google, spy on me.
Just kind of loafin'.
Advertise towards my dank.
At gmail.com. You can email us. We'll read it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Catch us streaming sometimes.
It's been a while.
Twitch.tv/
Just kind of manly.
Do we own our own URL yet?
Fucking I don't know.
Capital F.
Search us
HGZ7 Fugglers.org.
.biz.gov.
That's not my bank password, but it's really close.
You can search us on Twitch, but we're not really there.
We're going to be streaming a lot starting now.
Okay, if you say so.
Alright, catch you on the flip side.
Flip you on the catch side, I'm a dink!